Hi guys, welcome to this new type of video. As you can see, this is not the usual setup, and the reason for that is that I am going to create these new kind of videos, more like not really a vlog, but just keeping you updated on the book that I'm working on, Letters as Symbols. I thought it could be interesting for you to see how the book evolves, but it can also be interesting for the people that want to publish a book themselves and just want to see how I go through this. I have to be honest, I have no experience in publishing a book, so all that is rather exciting. So I'm going to take you guys on a journey, a book publishing journey. So I'm very curious to see how this things works out, and I hope you will guys like this, of course, as well. I'm also wanting to say that this will be not a very polished type of video. I don't want to spend too much time editing these kind of videos, just keeping you updated on the things that I'm doing, keeping you updated on the book that I'm working on. So apologies if this doesn't look as polished as you're used to or as you would like to, but this is purely a video about, well, the journey of publishing Letters as Symbols. What I'm going to talk about this week, or in this video, to begin with, I scanned a lot of books. So I had books from Paul Ibou, dummies that he wanted to publish, but he never was able to publish them. So I scanned those files. As you can see, he added some logos on it as well, so these are already placed on a page, but he obviously had a lot of files where he got the permission from other designers to, well, include their logos in the book. You can see that right here on the screen. So these are entry forms that Paul Ibou used. So he sent those forms to any designer actually in the world, and people submitted their work. So those logos are probably also going to be featured in the book. Also, these logos will pass the review, so for the people that have sent their work, not only those will be reviewed obviously, but also these will be reviewed to make sure that the book becomes a nice entity, that the logos work well together, although they're never seen together, of course, but the book really needs to become a beautiful piece of inspiration, and the logos really should fit in some sort of way together. So those are the forms that I got from Paul Ibou. As you can see, these are just scanned images, so I had to vectorize them. I've been doing that for, I don't know, last 2 months, I think. After that, I asked you guys to submit the logos, so that was quite a success. I had more or less 500 submissions, maybe 550. So yeah, thank you guys for that. So those are being selected. Probably mid-March the announcement will be made of who will be selected. But I noticed that I still needed some extra logos, so that is why I scanned logos from books. First of all, scanned logos from the books of Paul Ibou. So you will find work from Banking Symbols collection that Paul Ibou made, logo book 1, 2 and 3. I've been vectorizing all of these logos, and you can see the scans. Also, if you see anything that looks like a logo that might be selected, don't be focused on that, because nothing is selected yet, so there is no logo finally selected yet. So if you see something like that, don't bother, because yeah, you might see stuff that will never get into the book. So what you can see here on your screen is a logo that I'm vectorizing. So you might be wondering, so you're vectorizing that logo, so that is definitely going to be into the book? Well, no. I'm just vectorizing logos that can make it into the book. Of course, I make a decent selection, so chances are high that these logos get featured in the book. But as these are logos from existing work, so probably done, I don't know, between 50 and 20 years ago. So these are definitely not logos that you guys submitted to me. So I'm vectorizing these, as you can see, doing that all by hand. Sometimes I was able, or sometimes I am able to use the, what's it called again? The trace function of Illustrator, but that doesn't work good. I noticed it only works in a decent way when the images or the logos are on a smooth paper, so a glossy smooth paper, and then scanning it at 600 dpi, and then it works quite well. I have scanned some logos from Paul Ibou from his logo box, and that paper was highly, it had a very high gloss finishing, and it was very smooth, so the black was really black and the edges were super sharp. So when I tried to trace that, it worked really well. But for most of the logos, as you can see here, I really need to vectorize everything by hand. So, and when I vectorize the logo, I make sure that the artboard is 200 by 200 millimeters and the logo is maximum 150 by 150 millimeters. Makes it easier, of course, when I am importing the logos in the book, so all the logos are more or less the same size. But I already noticed that that is not going to work out as I hoped it was going to be, because not all logos are, the dimensions aren't always the same, so sometimes I will need to enlarge or make a logo smaller by hand, but that is for a next stage. So as you can see, for now I'm just vectorizing logos. I think I still have 2-3 weeks to go vectorizing logos. So yeah guys, that is what I am doing at this moment. Next week I will try to make a new video, probably a lot of vectorizing as well, but I'm hoping to be able to show you guys the selections or just some shots of these selections that I did with Paul Ibou. So I hope to be able to show you some footages of that, but that doesn't mean that the final selection will be made next week or that the announcement will be made next week. So just showing some footage, so no high hopes for next week as the big announcement date. So as for that, I would still keep the date around mid-March, so let's say in 2, maybe 3 weeks. So guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. Please let me know if you did or if you didn't. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.